Welcome to TheoTRADE. This is Don Kaufman. It's August 6th, 2025. We are just seconds after the cash close here on this Wednesday afternoon. The S&P's ripping to the upside. Today, it's all about Apple. It's all about Amazon. It's all about Tesla. I have to say, though, we're actually going to look at this in quite some depth. Some fairly funky, fast trade inside of the S&P's early on. Now, things quieted down, but allow me to actually display still some echoes, if you will, of volatility in the midst of this rally back. All right, let's get right down to business here on this TheoTRADE Wednesday evening update. One of the first things we're looking at, of course, is the S&P futures, which up 0.7%. The Nasdaq rips by the tune of about 1%. Speaking of Nasdaq, in terms of all-time high, we're still more than a hop, skip, and a jump off the all-time high. But I think more concerning is just this back and forth. I mean, say what you will, they're buying the dip, they're doing this. As I said, there's still some like echoes, if you will, of some pretty heavy trade and some heavy volatility. And, I saw that reflected here in the Nasdaq and the S&Ps as well. And I'm actually going to start in the Nasdaq. What I'm talking about in this respect was just this channeling back and forth this morning. I mean, these are some huge ranges. And when we start to really zoom in fact, for this one, I will go back over to the S&Ps because this morning I was a little bit taken back by some of the price action that I was actually seeing. The S&Ps this morning out of the gate were up just mildly, up like 10 to 14 points. When you start looking, though, at like average true range, for those of you that are not familiar with that, I guess I'll give you the example of, some of these candles in here are 6 and 7 point S&P moves inside of 1 minute, which is not, if you will, indicative of the kind of trade that you would normally see in just like a buy the dip, or you start seeing, movement of that. And we were actually doing, for a lot of consecutive minutes, north of like 5,000 S&P contracts a minute, which is relatively heavy. So again, I'm looking this morning right out of the gate. There's some big vicious moves in small periods of time. We rip to the upside. We sell all the way off. I mean, at one point, the S&Ps look like they're going to absolutely tank all of a sudden to just simply turn and burn. And this is where, of course, people are like, oh, I can see that one coming a mile away. They're going to buy the dip at any cost. Really, this was some news, obviously, on Apple today. And Apple took off to the upside and then flattened out. And the moment Apple flattened out, so did the S&Ps. I mean, that was it. Like, if you have any, questions about what really drove markets today, Apple, a little bit of Amazon, it also kind of flattened out with a side order of Tesla. Tesla ripped into the open, did absolutely nothing. I mean, that was the day. But again, the one thing to kind of focus on over here as we near, again, some of the highs, as I said, echoes of volatility still in the tape. The average true range for a lot of minutes in here was just extraordinarily high. This was some fast-paced, kind of hostile trade, and have a little bit of respect for it. Now, let's kind of move past that for just a moment. The dollar has now reversed back down after having this explosive multiple day kind of rally. I mean, this is like, if you will, zoom out for a second. Looks exactly like a bear market rally. It's kind of what you would expect, some just wild and unrelenting sell side activity inside of the US dollar. You get this incredible rip your face off rally, and here we come again, some sell side activity. The reason I'm bringing up the dollar is right now I'm actually in a long gold position. All right, why long gold? The dollar continues to descend. I believe gold is actually going to break through, right in this neighborhood here, which is 34.50, and just right on, keep going. You could actually see easily inside of a day, a 70-80 handle move inside of gold, really breaching into some sustainable new highs. I would look for that in the next couple of days if the US dollar continues this decline, right? So US dollar dips probably below about this 97.5 region, you're going to have gold, okay, hitting into some new territory. Obviously, there's a big reactionary high here at 35.09 and literally reverse, but I'm talking about new solid, if you will, kind of closing highs in and around. First step is, of course, to break through the 34.50 and thereafter 3,500s in sight. Again, I am in a long gold position right now, options position specifically inside of GLD. Okay, pushing that aside for a second, I'm going to jump down, look at some of the usual suspects. You know, on a given day, I'll look at like the financials. All right, they participated to the upside today, but I mean, the financials really weren't involved. Look, the S&Ps are up 0.7%. The financials are up like 0.5%. So the financials are really on the dragging edge of this. You look down here at the energy sector. It's one of the other usual suspects. In the energy sector, what is it doing right now? The energy sector, quite frankly, I think the XLE is actually going to break the 84 level, keep right on going to the downside. Unfortunately, I think energy's in trouble at this point in time. There are some rumblings about, you know, the economy. Neil Kashkari actually spoke today. That's actually one of the Fed presidents, the Minneapolis Fed president, talking about wage growth, yada, yada, yada. Again, I think that does have implications, though, for some of the energy complex. Okay, but the reason I'm bringing up these usual suspects, right now, it's just crazy. You got energy down almost 1%. The S&P is up 45. You got the financials, which didn't really participate much today. You got the S&P is up 0.7%. Today is a day of it's all tech all the time. Okay, it's Apple, and of course, Apple headline news. Look, it doesn't really matter what it is. Apple is going to circumnavigate, obviously, most of the tariffs out there. Yay, golf clap. Taking a look at Amazon. Amazon's also up about 4% after a fairly devastating move following earnings. Okay, this is a big boy move, break back to the upside, but the tune of 4%. And then with that, there's a side order of Tesla. But quite frankly, okay, the only thing you can say about Tesla, if you're a market technician, okay, it's in a gigantic wedgie, and that gigantic wedgie over there is about to be broken here. Initial move was to the upside, but it's just my belief. I sit back from this one. I think Tesla actually has more room to the downside in the near term. So in a market like this, you know, where do you go from here? And to answer that, I like to go over to the SPX, and I do this every Wednesday, every weekend update to give you orientation of kind of where we are on the week. You know, one of the most amazing things that I've actually seen, and again, I look at the S&Ps. They sell off last Thursday. They sell off, okay, on Friday, and things got pretty hectic actually on Friday. In fact, I'm going to zoom in on this to get to some specifics. So as I was saying, some sell side activity on Thursday, sell side activity on Friday. A lot of people are not aware, but on that Friday, okay, we actually did 80 million option contracts, actually the biggest day on record with the Options Clearing Corp. And it just overnight evaporates. So like literally on Friday, some sell side activity. On Monday, we're back. Okay, on Tuesday, some sell side activity again. As I said, like echoes of volatility. And here we are, we're back once again. Okay, at least we can argue that, you know, in this buy the dip kind of mentality, we are in fact getting some two-sided trade. The one aspect though, and again, I wanted to continue to resonate with you. The VIX definitely fell today, and it contracted a little bit, but still it's almost a 17 VIX is not to be taken lightly. The volatility futures, they too contracted today, down about 75 cents. But look, with a 44-point move to the upside, most of the volatility indications, they're not sounding the all clear, which I'm going to end the best for last, and that's the VVIX. Are you aware the volatility, okay, of the volatility index itself, the VVIX, volatility of volatility, right? End of the day, slightly higher. Once again, indications here, as I said, you know, I've called this like echoes of volatility, dance in the night. No, really, what you basically have, volatility for some reason is not subsiding. Okay, the market participants, forget about what you think. Market participants speak, and they speak with skin in the game. And volatility right now is proclaiming that you're still going to get some two-sided trade. That's not to like bear up on everybody in here. You're going to get some two-sided trade. So relax. Look, when I say two-sided trade, the S&P is going to see some sell-side activity on Thursday and Friday of this week. Okay, they can bid back up, and you'll be screaming about maybe all-time highs, but two-sided activity is still going to be prevalent. As I was saying in the weekend update, I'm going to say it again. Even if you're bullish right now, you have got to protect yourself using spread trades. Okay, you've got to protect yourself. Like, look, everybody has like, oh, this marketplace is impervious to basically anything, and you really start to believe that. Okay, I'll start believing this. The VVIX today is up with the S&Ps up somewhat, 45 handles. That just screams keep your hands and feet inside of the vehicle at all times. Now, last but definitely not least, I do bring up the SPX. We're very close. We're very close to the upper edge of the expected move. We're not home yet. And again, I want to just point out in terms of exactly how far we are away from that upper edge of the expected move. Upper edge of the expected move is the SPX 63.72. Okay, where are we trading? Where do we close? Right here at 63.45 handle. So you're about 30 S&P handles away from it. There's an incredibly high probability, incredibly high probability of hitting the upper edge of the expected move, throughout the remainder of the week, which is Thursday, Friday. But again, that two-sided trade is still, going to kind of resonate for the time being. So as I said to you, hands and feet inside of the vehicle, there's still between now and Friday about a $54 expected move. And the only thing, out of this tape that you can clearly discern is just that. Echoes of volatility with some two-sided trade. Thanks everybody for joining us here at TheoTRADE. Have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye.